This has to be one of the dumbest videos I've watched. At the end of the day, people have their opinions, but there will be impressionable kids on the internet that will take this entire piece as if it was the holy words of the Bible, which nags me because this video from Vice kind of tries to label the entire manga industry as the cause of child abuse in Japan. Really a throwback to the days when people used to say or still say that video games was the cause of violence. Basically, Vice manipulated a bunch of footages and interviews here, misrepresented a whole country and its people, and then proceeded to region lock them. By them I mean Japan. And you can see that the comment sections is turned off. They know what they're doing. I'll go through some parts of the video and explain why this is such a horrible piece, so yeah, bear with me here.
自分はそれを一概に気持ち悪いからやめなさいとは。
And this part is where it's really important. You can't force someone to stop just because you're disgusted. This is something that seems to miss Twitter as a whole and seemingly this whole video. I mean, I find this stuff gross and disturbing, but am I going to waste my energy harassing people over it? Over fictional characters, instead when I can use that energy to help real people.
できないし、私が不愉快に思うから法律でなんか裁くべきだ、法律を作るべきだっていう風にもならないんですよね。
And there you go, laws don't exist because of personal feelings or objections. Also keep in mind, not anywhere in this video was it shown that there's a valid study that correlates manga, these type of manga, to child abuse in Japan.
Japanese lawmakers agree with artists like Shinji.
日本ですと、児童に対する性暴力の件数は年々上がってるっていうのは、もしこのリンクがあるっていう証明が出て、
証明ができれば、それは仕方ないですね。
でもなぜ証明まで待たなきゃいけないんですか?
So yeah, there's no actual study or link that proves this, and if there was, it would rightfully be banned. And then she asks, why do you have to wait for proof? They would have enough sample by now to actually prove it, because they themselves said it, the number of child abuse in Japan is increasing. If something is increasing at a significant rate, it's easier to nail the source. But that's not the case with these mangas. So in this scenario, they saw fit that it's just better to protect creative freedom over something that probably isn't true.
できないんですけれども、その人権侵害性ですね。その効果があるのかっていうのを、これをもう測定することってまず不可能な話ですから、私はそういう影響っていうのもものすごくあるのではないか。
And once again she asks if there's a link, and once again there's nothing conclusive. It's almost as if they're really pushing this idea, like, and of course a person that works in an org that helps these victims will have their personal biases. And again, you can't set laws based on personal biases.
グルーミングを容認しているわけですよね。かつその児童の虐待を容認しているわけです。やはりこう被害、その実際ですね、若い女性の方たち、児童の方がこういった漫画に接することによって大人と成功するっていうことがなんか当たり前のような。
If young women are exposed to it, well, there you go. That's another box of issues that has its own discussion, like bad upbringing by parents. I can blame 1,000 other things aside from manga that can lead to this.
We asked a bunch of these stores whether we can film inside, but none of them said yes. So we actually have to go inside with a hidden camera and see just kind of how on display these books are.
Let's just ignore the fact that they blatantly ignored the rules and took in a hidden camera. And people wonder why Japan hates foreigners so much.
There are no studies that prove animated child porn leads to actual assault. What we do know from police data is that Japan is facing a child abuse crisis. More and more children are becoming victims of pornography on social media, and more adults are.
And again, so where is the causation here? All they did was just repeat two facts that have no evident causation. Of course, just like other countries, Japan still has abuse towards minors. Let's just say we got rid of the manga industry as a whole. Do you think that's going to change anything? There's studies that literally shows other countries have similar, if not higher rates.
3歳か4歳の幼女に対して中学生の時です。子供を見てすごいポルノ雑誌を見て、でポルノ雑誌の中に男児を性虐待する内容の漫画が載っかっていて、どんどんそれだけが自分のその性の世界になっていきました。
How did reading this?
This is the part that really irked me. They interviewed a registered offender, and they try to steer this video to make it the focus that this content or these mangas are the reason behind his actions, when he quite literally says that he showed signs of these things during middle school before he even consumed manga or these type of manga during college.
Does manga change your understanding of sex and children?
漫画とか見るように気持ちが高まって描写を見て、その描写を見て、でそれが自分の脳内にインプットされて、で
Of course, that's going to be what he blames. This guy is trying to justify his actions on camera. It's like a redemption arc for him. So of course he's gonna be trying to find the tool rather than blaming his own actions for it. And the worst part is so many people, especially on Twitter, are using this guy's words to justify their distaste of manga.
そもそもそういう行為が犯罪として存在してるんですよ。漫画があろうとなかろうと。
These crimes are always occurring.
Minoru Ogino is an
It's always
elected
occurring.
Tokyo
The
official.
problem is the people.
He's also a manga artist.
差し出せるに足るだけの科学的な根拠がないっていうこと。国が
So this is where they interview a politician that's also an otaku. Apparently on Twitter, he said that the place that they filmed this is actually not as dark as they made it appear to be. So they cut out some parts, they manipulated the footage to make it seem like he's some yakuza, some evil man behind the scenes.
が法律としてとか規制として行うときには科学的な根拠ってないといけないんです。
多くの国々では倫理的な観点から規制をしております。なぜ日本はこういうふうに特別なんでしょうか。
そこにやっぱりその国の文化とか価値観とかそういういろんな風俗とかいろんなものがやっぱ多少
And once again, there is no evidence, and he does bring up some good points. Like, there are countries that have some laws that we may not agree with, but we are supporting them for another law. Like, it's there, it's always been there.
見てでもこの漫画は守るべきだと思いますでしょうか。
そうですね。
So he believes as a representative of his country that there's not enough studies or evidence that shows that there's a correlation between child abuse and these type of manga. So obviously a lot of people agree with him, so the laws haven't passed. And even if I typed an essay on Twitter, there's nothing I can do that will let my personal feelings dictate the way they change their laws. I'm sorry if I just broke that news to you. Anyways, I'll leave it at that. I just find it disgusting that they will make a piece like this and then block all of Japan so they can't even watch it and then restrict the comment sections. I mean, disable the comment section completely. It's obvious at this point they just want to show what they want to show, and yeah, that's about it. Make sure to subscribe. Bye, subscribe. Peace.